Katie and welcome back to my channel. Today is day 4, the final episode in our series about getting ready for race day. And today we're talking all about your race day timeline. Let's go. So this one's gonna be a pretty quick one today, and we've got 2 parts, before and after. So some of this timeline is going to depend on what type of race you're attending. Obviously, if you're going to a larger convention center event like Hyrox or DecaFit, it's going to involve a little bit more prep work. If you're going to a gym affiliate event like a HYROX or a Deca Mile, Deca Strong, it might be a little bit simpler, a little bit easier. This is gonna lean into more that convention center side, the bigger events, but just know that some of those times will flex and things like that based on location. But in general, let's look at that timeline before the race. So before the race, you'll want to arrive early. If you're going to a convention center type race, you want to arrive at least 2 to 3 hours early. That might seem very, very early, but hyrox races specifically are notorious for having incredibly long lines. Sometimes the registration line can take a full hour just to get up to the front to scan your ticket. The bathroom lines are insane. The lines to get actually into the event center, the course crossings and everything just take a ton of extra time. So allotting for that extra time, getting there 2 to 3 hours early just to make sure you can have the proper amount of time to warm up, to pee before you go race, all those things that are super important. It's worth it getting there a little early. If you're going to something more casual like a Deca Strong, a Deca Mile, arriving at least an hour before is pretty nice. If it's at the very beginning of the event, let's say the event kicks off at 4 p.m., maybe arriving 30 minutes early before your heat wave is really good, just to make sure that you have a little bit of prep time. If you're at the front of the event though, typically at those smaller events, you don't have to arrive as early because you're gonna be one of the first racers. It just depends on the specific event and how big it is. But in general, if you're gonna come to a Deadly Dozen, a smaller Deca race, something along those lines, you wanna arrive at least 1 hour before, or 2 if you're nervous or want to watch a little bit beforehand. The second thing to do is to make sure you have an allocated friend or spectator to take pictures or videos for you. So for me, that's typically my husband, and if he's anything like your spectator friend, you might want to give him a checklist or at least walk him through a list of items you want pictures or videos of. Because I love my husband, he's great. I know you're watching these videos too, so not saying anything bad about you, but sometimes he needs a little direction, right? So I know in the past, I've given my husband a checklist of all the horizontal and vertical videos that I want out of the specific race. And if it's something like a hyrox where it's incredibly crowded and congested, and it takes him as much time as it takes me to do the run laps between zones to get to the next spot, sometimes we even have to strategize where he's going to stand so that he can get places in time. So it just depends on how badly you want photos and videos, and then how determined or dedicated your spectator is to get those videos for you. And of course, if you're a content creator, that's a little bit more important. If you're just a casual athlete, I can see how it wouldn't be as important for you, but it's still fun to post them on the gram. So you know what? Get those photos and videos if you want to. The third thing here, most races will tell you to do this anyway, but make sure you screenshot your ticket beforehand, because let's just say the event center has bad cell reception or is metal walls, something like that, and you cannot pull up the ticket, you're gonna be in trouble. So make sure you have that screenshotted somewhere on your device beforehand, or heck, you can even old school it and print it out. But make sure you have a second copy of that race ticket so that you will be certain you can scan it at the race. Third thing here, when you get inside the race facility, make sure you study the race course a little bit. So I know hyrox will post the layout of the actual race course in advance. Study that the night before if you can get your hands on it. But at things like a Deadly Dozen, a DecaFit, you know, things like that, they don't always publish those race plans ahead of time. So make sure when you get to the event center, you're looking at the actual layout of the race. You know exactly where the zones are, you're clear on how many laps you have to do, you're clear on the reps, meters, or calories you have to complete, and you know the race course in and out. Because once you get on that start line, you wanna make sure you know what to do. And this will just preempt some of those race errors that can occur, like missed laps or extra laps or missing a zone here and there, you know, making sure that you don't accidentally disqualify yourself or you don't accidentally add on any penalty times. The good news is if you're doing a Deca Strong or a Deca Mile, you have that judge that's going to follow you through the course the entire time. So as long as you're doing your running properly in the mile, you're good to go. They'll count your reps for you and they'll make sure you're moving properly through the course. It's just at those larger convention centers that it's a little bit more independent. The next one is pretty important. Once you get the lay of the land, pee before your race. 45 minutes to 60 minutes out, make sure you go pee. If it's a smaller gym affiliate or something, you don't have to pee that far in advance, but if it's a larger convention center, you never know what those bathroom lines are gonna look like, so you wanna go early so that if there is a line, it won't prevent you from warming up later. And after the bathroom, but before the warm up, you wanna make sure that you grab your gear. This is gonna include your heart rate monitor, your watch, any kind of fuel vest or belt that you're gonna wear on the race course, and of course any race specific items, whether that's a timing chip, a bib, or a headband, whatever that is, you wanna make sure you have those things and you're taking those to the warm-up zone with you. Which gets to the next point. Make sure you're in the warm-up zone 30 minutes in advance. Again, just preempting any kind of lines or cues, making sure that you have enough time to get to the machines you want, to get to the equipment you want to warm up on, so that you can do your full warm-up and not feel rushed. And if you need help building a warm-up, I have a whole video on that right here. Then once you get in the start corral, make sure if you have a timing chip, you do not cross the start line too early. If they tell you to be in that start corral 10 minutes early, but you accidentally cross the line at the beginning of that 10 minutes, you're out of luck. That time is going to be way inflated because it's gonna include all of the start corral time. So you don't wanna cross that line with your timing chip before you actually begin the race. And then you do the thing, you do the race, you finish the race, it's amazing, you did a great job. So after the race, here's what you do. First off, you wanna start refueling. So after you get the medal, the patch, whatever the t-shirt is, you know, you're gonna ride that race high for a few minutes, take a few photos, but then you wanna start refueling. And here's where your electrolyte drink is gonna come in handy, and you wanna make sure that you get in some good carbs and proteins afterwards. If you have multiple races on the same day, where you have another race coming up in an hour or two, you wanna make sure that whatever carbs and proteins that you're drinking are easily digestible. So that's gonna be some sort of protein drink, post-workout drink, something along those lines that will go down easily and stay down. And then of course, if you have another race coming up, you rinse and repeat the pre-race process. And after the race, this is a great opportunity to check out all the vendors. Personally, don't like to go around to the vendors before the race because I'm very laser focused on the actual race, but afterwards, that's kind of the party time, right? You've done the race, you've done the thing, now it's time to walk around and check out what the vendors have to offer. So that's fun way to get some freebies here and there. You might get some free drinks or some free snacks or something along the way too. And that's really nice to have after the race because you don't want anything new in your diet before the race. That's another reason why it's fun to check out the vendors afterwards. And another thing you can do after the race, you can do it before the race too, but again, if you like to get into the zone and into your mindset, that's totally fine. But after the race, another thing you can do is talk to people. This one I kind of struggle with, so I'm preaching to myself here as well. As an introvert, it's kind of hard to walk up to somebody and start a conversation, but at these races, it is so much fun to be able to talk to new people, meet new friends, and just start a conversation with somebody. Whether you're waiting in the line to take your race photos, or maybe you're waiting in the line for the bathroom, maybe you're at a vendor stall, whatever that is, just complimenting somebody on, hey, I love your tank top, or hey, I saw you on those burpee broad jumps, you were a beast out there, or anything along those lines, something to start a conversation, because there are so many amazing people that do these races. You'll be surprised how many friends you can make by just 10 seconds of bravery to start a conversation. And that's what I need to do more often too. I need 10 seconds of bravery. Side note, if you ever see me at a race, please come up to me and say hello. I really love it when people do. Definitely paraphrase it that you know me through YouTube or Instagram or something, because I'll be racking my brain trying to figure out where I know you from. But I swear, I have the worst RBF and I'm really shy and nervous to talk to people, so I typically don't come up to somebody and say hello. But if you see me with my RBF, don't be put off by that. Please come up to me and say hello. I genuinely love meeting people from YouTube at races. It's super cool. And the last thing to do after your race is to debrief it. I went into a full list of different questions you can ask yourself and journal about after your race in my previous video in the series, so check out it here. But make sure you do that race debrief within the first 24 hours after the race, just so that it's fresh in your brain and you can get all that good info down on paper so you can learn from your race and take that to your next race. Because every single race, every single sim we do is a learning opportunity, and you can learn and grow from those things so that you become a better athlete in the future. So that is your race day timeline, but I've also got 3 other resources that can help you when it comes to race day. First up is my free race day packing list so you will never forget a race essential again. Second is my ebook, Race Day Ready, where we dive into data tracking, race strategy, and how to plan your race day. Dog just fell off the couch. Or third, if you're ready to level up your training, you can check out my program, Race Day Ready, which will help you get ready for your next race or adventure. And that's all I got for you. That was our last episode in our Race Day Ready series. If you have anything else about race day, about race strategy, or anything else within the hybrid fitness realm you want me to cover in a YouTube video, comment it below. I love answering questions and seeing what you guys actually want to hear about, because that's what this channel is about. It's about helping you get better at races. So let me know down below and I will check that out. I look at all the comments personally and I reply to every single one. But other than that, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe down below for more, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Can't reach. Oh well.